What's up, traders? Welcome back to our channel. My name is Kenya Horton. I am a professional trader, owner, and educator of BK Forex Academy, the place where we help new and struggling Forex traders learn how to trade with structure and guidance to help you have a breakthrough and help you trade confidently. In this video, I'm going to be showing you something very powerful, especially if you are a beginning trader, and that is how to trade the daily time frame with confidence. So before we hop right in, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to our channel so that you can stay up to date on everything that we have to offer. And also, in the description of this video is a link to our Telegram, which I highly recommend that you join. There's a lot of great information in there. And let's go ahead and hop right in. Now let's talk about the daily time frame. One of the simplest things a trader can do to improve their trading and almost overnight is by switching to a higher time frame. Now, when I was a new trader, I traded the shorter time frames because I was taught that way. I came into this field thinking that, you know, if I traded the smaller time frames that I could make more money in less time, and found out within my career over time that that's not necessarily true. If you are trading based on the 15-minute, the 30-minute, or the 60-minute chart, try to move up to the 240-minute or the daily chart to focus on end of the day trading. Now, whether you are a term trader or short-term trader or an intermediate trader, you should always refer to the daily time frame chart as part of your daily market analysis. The daily chart is it's a more watched time frame by professional hedge funds, banks, some of your larger traders, and other market players who move the market. Your daily chart analysis will allow you to gauge exactly whether it's priced, more in a buying or selling pressure in the market. It also will help you avoid buying into major resistance areas and selling in major support zones. So what should your approach be? Well, I always tell traders in our academy, you need to ask yourself some very important questions. You want to go to the higher time frames. And I like to do this every Sunday before going into the market week. And I like to ask myself a few questions. So some of those questions are, I like to analyze the last few months and ask myself, is the market trending? If so, what direction is it trending in? Is it trending up or is it trending down? Now, you want to know the trending direction of the market so that you can preferably trade with the trend or whatever your preference is. You want to know what's your directional bias going to be. So when I say bias, that means your form of judgment, because you're trying to basically create a story in your mind or find some high probability that is going to give you an advantage when you go into trades, okay? So I asked myself a few key critical questions, and I'm gonna go through an example with you and show you step by step of what I'm talking about. But some of the other questions that I asked myself is, if the market is not trending, is it consolidating? And when I say consolidating, I mean moving sideways, because the market can only move up, down, or sideways. So in that case, if it is consolidating, I'm asking myself, what is the high and what is the low? And Euro USD is a good example of this right now that I'm sure a lot of you can relate to who are watching this as of this date. You can go and look at the chart, which is December 7th, 2020. Okay. Other questions that I ask myself are, where is the next major level? So I'm looking for the next major pivot point in the market, major form of support or resistance on my chart. What sticks out to me with my naked eye? Are there any patterns that are emerging on my chart? For example, do I see double bottoms or do I see double tops? Or are we close to a weekly pivot point? Like I said, key reversal area in the market. Those are all important considerations. So after I have asked myself those important questions, I have to go by my rules-based strategy. So I have some traders who will come to me and say, you know what, I'm just really struggling putting it all together. I don't know what to do. I've got all this knowledge, but I just don't know how to enter the market with confidence. And the reason being is because you haven't found a rules-based strategy that you've tested to see if you have an edge with that strategy. So after I ask myself these key critical questions, I then take my strategy and the entry criteria of my strategy, and I go and find those opportunities on a chart. So let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So here's an example of USD Chef, and I'm on the weekly time frame. So since I trade the daily chart, I normally will glance at the monthly and also the weekly and just kind of get an idea of what's going on. But looking at the weekly time frame, you can see that USD Chef has had really strong selling pressure for a while, ever since, let's go back to right up here, This is the high back in 2019. So this was the highest peak right here. And then if we look and see, price has been selling off since then. Okay. So now I'm looking at where price is right now. And one thing that I see, so I see that price is in a downward trending structure, right? Now, am I looking for buys or am I looking for sales? So based on my bias and what I'm seeing, I'm looking for a long opportunity. And the reason why I'm looking for a long opportunity is because one, the price is very cheap. Price has been selling off for a very long time. So if I've missed out on all this momentum, I'm waiting for an opportunity where price is very cheap. So as I mentioned, right, a few minutes before, that's exactly what you want to ask yourself. You want to ask yourself those critical questions: where is price, and where is your opportunity where you think you're going to get the best price? I also see that there is a huge imbalance between buyers and sellers. So price is at a very strong demand zone. So that would be a second confirmation for me. My third confirmation is price at a pivot point in the market. So although it's at a very strong demand level, I do want to see that price is starting to show weakness at a very key level. So I see an impulse, I do see a correction, I see another impulse, and USD Chef will be due for another correction. So if I look to the left and I want to see when was the last time price was in this this zone, then I would see right here, based off of January 26th of 2015, price was in this zone. Now, previously before that, it came to on January 30th of 2014. It's in my same target support zone, and price reversed to the upside, and you can see how huge this move was. So I'm monitoring to see how price action is reacting within this zone, and I'm hoping that it will reverse from here. Now, another confirmation that I added that I love to add to the longer time frame is also the Bollinger Band. So you'll see here that price, I have a double wick that's forming right outside of my Bollinger Band. And we use these Bollinger Bands as an act of support and resistance. So you can see in the past, look here, when price was at this level, this was a major support level previously in the past. And you can see how much price went to the upside. Well, look back when this was back in February 12th of 2018. So look when it came back to this level in March 9th of 2020 and how much price went to the upside, almost the same move as it did in the past. So these are the opportunities that I'm able to look for and spot on the daily time frame. And the reason why I like it is because they're more high probability. These type of moves that you're spotting, you're going to get a lot of pips out of them versus what you would get on a 15-minute chart or a 5-minute chart. Also, it's less screen time, so I'm minimizing my losses because I'm not having to stay at my screen constantly, and it doesn't force me to overtrade. So these are the opportunities that you can find on the daily time frame and the longer time frames, and this is what we teach in our academy. Again, you have to find a rules-based strategy. You want to ask yourself those critical questions on the longer time frame, and it's simply just keeping it as easy as possible. I know trading can seem so difficult, but guys, it's really not that difficult once you understand what you're doing, once you have a great risk strategy plan, and you have a good strategy that you've identified that works for you during the times that you trade. So I just wanted to give you an example and a few criteria of what you actually look for when you are trading the longer time frames. A lot of new traders, they get started with trading, and the shorter time frames are more enticing to them because it is believed that trading the lower time frames that we make more money in less time, and you can get rich off the lower time frames. And while that's not totally false, I will say that you're going to minimize your losses by trading the longer time frames, and you're also going to be less stressed, and it's going to prevent you from tracing trades as well. So comment below in the comments if you have questions. Tell me if you can even resonate with what I'm sharing with you, or if you have any new insight based on what I'm sharing with you. And also share more content of what you'd like to see, and we'd be happy to publish that for you. So again, you just always want to start out on the longer time frame, asking yourself those critical questions that I mentioned. Which way is the market trending? Is price at a key reversal or pivot point? You want to ask, is price showing any type of rejection? Are the candles getting smaller, for example? Do you see wick rejection? And you want to look for those key reversal zones where you're looking for price to possibly reverse. On this type of time frame, especially the daily from the weekly, I'm normally getting at least 100 to 300 pips on a move. And I'm very strategic in how I close out profits. I usually will place about 2 positions or so, and I usually will do a smaller lot sizes. You have to be very strategic with your risk plan, and that's another video to get into. But it's so powerful, and I want to encourage that if you do not know how to trade the longer time frames, definitely allow yourself to embrace it. Because when I was a new trader, I would tell my husband was a long-term trader. He likes to swing, and so I would always say to him, I don't understand why you're swing trading. I make way more money than you do in less time, and I'm done with my trading. You're still in your trade and trading, lower positions, which he was doing the right thing. And not that I was doing the wrong thing. I was really doing what fit my trading personality. But over time, I learned that I was able to be more profitable and also trade less stress by trading the longer time frames. And I like to scalp in between. But with that, I'm not spending a lot of time scalping, and therefore I'm minimizing my losses. So I hope that you found this helpful. You can go ahead and comment on the video if you have any questions. Don't forget to check the description, and you will find the link to our Telegram and other relevant information on our Academy. If you have any questions, again, drop them in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you in the next training. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next training.